Fight!
So you see, what you want to do.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, the average 2011 hater that your mom said that we have at home. Thanks for watching. Today, I'm just going to give you my honest thoughts on you guys that are asking, should you buy a Staccato in 2024 going into 2025 for a serious defensive handgun or a concealed carry handgun? That is going to be the rules that we're primarily discussing today, not collecting. So if you want to buy a 2011 just for collecting or collector's sake, if you will, then fine, do whatever, right? But this is going to be more towards the serious use, whether you're shooting competition, carrying it as a police officer, or carrying it for concealed carry, whatever you got going on in your line of work, or if you're doing any sort of contracting work or security. What are my thoughts on the Staccato platform, if you will, right? Or name brand and equivalent brands, even though there's no other brands that I can think of off the top of my head that are at the exact same price point for quality. The Springfield Prodigy is trash. Just get that out of the way right off the rip. Avoid the Prodigy. Yeah, like it's going out of style, okay? So don't even touch the Springfield Prodigy. It never even made it off the starting line, so just avoid that thing. But this is going to be primarily discussing the Staccato. So, before I get into the whole discussion, guys, I need you to like the video. It helps out more than you know. If you just hit the button, it's a crazy concept. I'm going to explain. I'm going to use the talk through method of instruction, okay? So it's free. It helps my channel. And if you enjoy the content on the channel and you hit the button that has a thumbs up arrow, well, it helps the channel, right? It's a crazy concept. You can also leave a comment. Now, the comment I want you to leave is, do you have any experience with 2011s? And be honest. Hey, Trench, I don't have any experience. I shoot a Glock 17. Cool. Thanks for the feedback, right? And get that engagement between each other, be cool with each other down in the comments. But I want to primarily hear from you guys that have tried the 2011. What have you tried, and how has it worked so far? And be honest with each other. Don't fluff up the round count. Be honest with exactly what your experiences have been, because that's what this channel is supposed to be for. Outside the drama is for education, right? For entertaining education. You make that make sense. So, leave a comment with your experiences on the 2011s, primarily the Staccato, and also, if you're not buying one, explain to the guys down below why. Okay, so I'm going to go over three different people that, well, I'm going to leave one. I would name four, but one is going to remain unnamed because it's somebody I know personally. I don't want to put their business on blast, but let's just say they have gone through a lot of trouble after around the 7,000 round mark to make sure their gun is still reliable. Okay, they had to send it back to Staccato. They had issues with the slide stop, etc. Right? We're going to leave their, I guess, input out of the equation. So we'll start with my experiences. I own a Staccato C2. Now, I'm not going to present what I'm carrying right now, but it's a Glock 19, right? Nighthawk, say hi.
Hi.
Okay, Nighthawk's here too. We both carry a Glock 19. She carries a Gen 3 with XS big dot sights. I carry a Gen 5 with Trigicon night sights. Both of us carry, I don't even know. It's Federal HST, I believe, or something like that, or Gold Dot, right? So that's what we carry. The reason that I have gone away from my Staccato is through multiple reasons, right? The biggest reason is, well, I guess I'll just name all the reasons why I've had issues with them. The magazines are expensive. For me, I like to have 20 magazines, like straight up. If I'm gonna go to the range, I know it sounds crazy, 15 to 20 mags. I want them to already be loaded up, so that way when I'm shooting drills, I can just grab another handful of magazines, refill my my battle belt, and go back out, right? And just keep training. So, for my mindset, I want to have a ton of magazines. The Staccato magazines are severely overpriced. I think they're $65 to $70 for like a 16 round magazine. So that's the first issue that I've had with the Staccato is magazine issues, right? They're too expensive. And then part two of that is the 20 round magazines are unreliable, comma, they don't reliably lock the slide to the rear every time, past around 7,000 to 8,000 rounds for my gun. Now, my Staccato has around 10,000 rounds, right? You can go watch the shooting footage. I stopped filming a lot of shooting footage on the gun because you guys don't watch it. It's just the truth. I'll go out and shoot 2,000 rounds and film it and do a flat range one take with the Staccato. They're all posted up on the channel, and you guys don't watch that content, right? So the gun is about a little bit past 10,000, I would guess, right? A ton of rounds through the gun. Now, I've noticed a few things. Around 450 to 500 rounds, the gun starts to get severely sluggish. So as you're shooting, you can actually feel the gun cycle. Like, you can feel it like it's going to malfunction. And there's been times where Nighthawk has been filming and I'm shooting the gun and I'll stop the drill because I think the gun malfunctioned. And I think anytime that we're filming and I get a malfunction, instead of just doing a quick tap rack, I'll look at Nighthawk and be like, hey, did you get that? Or show her the malfunction. That way we can present, our findings on the gun as it happens. Well, and you might be able to have input. I know you're trying to read and I'm interrupting you. But there were times where I would be shooting a drill and the gun would cycle so slow that I would think it was a malfunction. And it starts to get gummed up around 450 to 500 rounds as we're out there shooting, filling mags, repacking mags, and shooting more drills. Do you want to talk about any of that? Just what you saw?
Yeah, I mean, you can see visibly it slows down. You can see that your comfort level with it changes because you're kind of what you're expecting from that firearm and how it should be performing versus how it starts to after some rounds. You can see your kind of like displeasure with it.
Right.
Like, what is happening?
You start to question the reliability. Like, even though it's not actively malfunctioning, you start to question, hey, what if I was in a freaking trench or doing some sort of maneuver and any sort of sand or grit or dirt got on my gun? What would happen if it was in the holster and it started to get gummed up? As you guys know, if you were using it for duty in the Army, which you don't want to, but if you were, when a Blackhawk or a Chinook comes to pick you up, a CH-47, right, you're going to get a bunch of rotor wash and sand and dirt gets kicked up. So using a 2011 for duty use, absolutely not. Like, absolutely not. I would not recommend it for anyone watching this, especially you law enforcement dudes, right? Do not use it for duty use. If you get that gun dirty, it's not gonna function. Just regular use, 450, 500 rounds through the gun, and you start to feel kukunk, kukunk. So what I did to solve that, on the range, I just lubricated it more, got it wetter, right? Okay, there it is. But got it more wet, right? Put some more lubrication on the gun, and then it cycles better.
Gotta give it that huck to it.
Correct. So you got to keep the guns wet. Like, that's point number, I guess, I don't even know what I am on the list right now, but you have to keep 2011s well lubricated, straight up, okay? That's the magazine price as an issue, but if you're rich, that's fine. But you have to keep the guns wet, and there's a serious concern with reliability. Now let's talk about the day my slide stop broke. So with 20 round magazines, my slides, and I'm talking 3 or 4 different ones, the slide release, slide stop, whatever you want to call it, on the last round would not lock the slide to the rear, thus causing me to go tap, rack, because it's a click, no bang. So I'm shooting, click, tap, rack, click. Okay, now I know the gun's out of ammo. Old mag out, new mag in, and rack it. That is not acceptable for a $3,000 handgun. That's supposed to be a premium grade handgun. That is not acceptable. And I know I could send the gun off to Staccato right now and they would fix it. That's not the point. The point is the gun should freaking just work. Like, for a significant amount of rounds, the gun should work. That is my opinion on the pistol. Is, and I'm going to cut this guy off and it's going to be an unfortunate event. But the guns should work for a significant amount of time. I would say it should be comparable to a Glock. I know we're going down the Glock rabbit hole, but in my opinion, a $2,700, $3,000 gun should be comparable, if not better, than a Glock. Or why would you not just buy a Glock, right? So, my experiences, just to kind of round out my experiences, the slide stop not working effectively on 20 round magazines. It works okay on 16 round magazines. The gun gets sluggish after, I would say, 450 rounds. Okay, rough round count, but like after you shoot a lot, the gun starts to feel like it doesn't want to cycle. I've only had a handful of malfunctions that were tap racks, I've never had a stovepipe. I don't think we've ever had a stovepipe, have we? I don't think we've ever had any stovepipe malfunctions or anything like that. But the slide stop is an issue. All right. Magazine price, talked about that. And just overall, I don't feel confident carrying that gun. If I were to have to do some individual movement techniques and conduct a battle drill with that in the holster, I am not confident that when I present that handgun that it's actually going to work. I'm just not. Like, why am I going to carry a handgun if it's not going to work? If that's supposed to be my lifeline and that's how I'm using the gun, I want the gun to work. Okay, fast forward. If you got this far, leave a... Is there a margarita emoji?
Yeah, some sort of drink emoji.
Leave a margarita... We can't make this turn. Leave a margarita emoji down below because that is what is about to happen in about 15 seconds after this video is complete. But leave a margarita emoji down below. All right, let's talk about Ben Steger's experience. He has the same exact experience that I had. He had a slide stop brake and he had a extractor brake, right? So he had an extractor brake and he had an extractor brake and he had a slide stop brake. Unacceptable. So now it's a, what? Which one is it? This one? Okay. He had an extractor brake and he had a slide stop brake. Same experience that I had. And mine's on camera. I have, I think I have a YouTube short showing one of those, right? And then you fast forward to T-Rex Arms, Lucas Botkin, him having the exact same issue with some of their guns, right? And he has like an hour-long video shooting a number of Staccatos. So bottom line, not up front. Bottom line, 20 minutes into a discussion, okay? If you're watching this in 2024 going into 2025, the gun, okay, they're all gonna get mad. The gun that you should not buy is a 2011. The gun that you should be focusing on is a Glock 17, Glock 19, Glock 47. Crazy thought, right? Or if you're a weirdo and you want to be different, then get a Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0. But other than that, you should be focusing on a gun that's going to help you get better at shooting. The gun that's going to help you get better at shooting is the gun that always works, like 99% of the time, right? Glocks malfunction as well, but they malfunction such a significant amount less than the Staccato. And they have so much less issues and there's so much more, the magazines are cheaper, etc. The holsters are more compatible and available. All the reasons, right? So in summary, buy a $350 to $600 Glock and train with it and avoid Staccato. Not because they're bad people, they're trying to do a good thing, but they're marketing for duty and it's not a duty gun. I carried one for over a year now, and I can tell you right now, if you right now, this is not me selling it, but hypothetically, I do have an Instagram, so hit me up. But hypothetically, if someone wanted my Staccato C2, I would get rid of it, right? Because it's an awesome gun, but it's not, a gun is only awesome if it works every time I need it. So I'm not going to carry it. Okay, all my coworkers are blowing my phone up because they're inside drinking margaritas because they're trying to celebrate graduation. So if you want to support this graduation celebration, graduation celebration, I don't know. Join the Patreon and you can send me some money on there and it'll be great and I'll drink a drink for you. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Staccato drama down below. Go watch my old Staccato footage. If you want to see all the shooting footage, I have a ton of videos of me shooting the guns. Like 2,000 people would watch the video. We'd spend all day out on the range for 2 hours. We'd upload it or edit it, upload it, and like 1,000, 2,000 people would watch the video. So if you want to see all the shooting footage of the Staccato, go. I have other videos on the channel. Thanks for being here. And until next time, this is going to be Trench Grenade, the now out of cycle, enjoying cycle reset enjoyer that your mom said we have at home, signing out. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, let's get